I fit a lot with this GX green.
That's the one I see.
I have not hit it. I have not hit it yet, but it's good in the bay.
Yeah, I'd be keen to hear what it feels like. It'll add some low spin to it. See if it's still that high strike. Well, not bad.
Feels, the butt section feels stiffer for sure.
All right, guys, welcome back to the channel. So, looking forward to today taking a deep dive into the brand new Acra GX line of shafts. Mikey, they say it in their website, but I think we can say it for them. No one does more for club fitters in the environment that we fit in than Acra.
Yeah, best of the best.
I don't have any conversations with really any other company, in fact, not any other company. I don't have conversations with any other company regarding what's working, what's not, what we like, what
Materials.
we don't. But we do with Acra. They really do care. They really do sort of want our feedback on what's working in the field. They do their bit in the back end, resourcing the researching the best materials, the best profiles, and with all the sort of R&D they do, they know that they can source that, but they want to hear it from the club fitters. What do we like, and what are we looking for? So I think the GX line sums that up perfectly. Yeah. You've got 3 lines of golf shafts, the 100 series, 200 series, 300 series. Not anything new. We've seen that for a number of years with the old FX line, but with the GX line, I mean, I'll speak for myself and you can give me your thoughts on it. I feel like they have turbocharged these shafts.
It's such an easy profile because you have so many profiles with them. You can kind of fit it throughout the whole bag. DyMatch, that we'll get into that, but GX by far is my favorite Acra product that I've worked with, and I've only been fitting 10, 11 years.
I've never seen our fitters pull Acra more than they are right now. It almost seems like every single fit, and I think part of it is maybe the graphics that you're so aware of.
It stands out.
You know what it is, whether it's the 300, the 200, or the blue 100 series, but you know it's evident. I think they've done a great job in the graphics this year. I thought last year's black with the kind of blue accent or green accent wasn't kind of enough compared to what we see in the wall behind us. I think aesthetics matter now.
100%.
You know, obviously we're about performance, but aesthetics matter. So let's not dive in too much into the kind of what's under the paint. Let's get you hitting some, and let's uncover it as we go.
Cool.
All right, Michael. Starting off with the 100 series, little on the softer tip side.
Definitely higher launching profile.
That's a nice flight.
Yeah, sounded good. Felt good.
Yep, nice and efficient. Good ball speed. Interesting to see, Mikey, as we go through 3 shaft profiles, what happens to your swing. Yeah. I do think that's one of the most undervalued parts of the shaft profile. How does it influence the player? How does it influence their delivery? Does it make you go towards the things that work well for you or not? Right. I would be inclined to say this wouldn't work. No. I mean, I know you've done some autoflex in the past and stuff like that, but I'd be inclined to think a shaft that kicks as much as a 100 series would for you might not be the one.
Yeah, I know I don't need like, you know, X and heavy, but we've done some tinkering enough where it's like, it's a fine line with shaft weight for me, but if it's not super soft and soupy, like it tends to work. I think that's why I got out of autoflex pretty quickly.
Couple more. Okay, so I think with the 100 series, Mikey, I think what we're seeing is it's not really that it's, let's show all. Even if we see all of the shots in, there's one that was a bit high, but the rest are all pretty good in there. Yeah. So it's really not a vertical issue. The issue we had with this one is it missed a lot left and it missed a lot right.
Yeah, it definitely, I mean, for being a 100 series, it definitely feels a bit more play in the shaft than anything, but you know, still pretty stable. I caught a couple high on the face as well with this, so, but not the worst, not the greatest.
Okay, let's move into the 200. All right, so I think this would be a little closer to what you maybe have used, Mikey, in terms of the profile, but right now, you've got 10, say 1K white, 50 white. Stiff.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe more like red in terms of the stiffness. But weight and flex, I think, yeah, this is where you normally are. So I'd expect to start to see that shrink a little bit, that dispersion.
Cool. I fit a lot with this GX green.
That's the one I see.
I have not hit it. I have not hit it yet, but it's good in the bay.
Yeah, I'd be keen to hear what it feels like.
It felt actually okay.
Well, had some low spin to it. See if it's still that high strike. Well, not bad.
Feels the butt section feels stiffer for sure. Feels really like not super stiff, but it feels stiffer under the grip.
Pretty good. I'll take that all day. That's a good carry for one that's a little open faced, Mikey. It's assuming that's a really nice strike. Yeah, it was.
Yeah, it felt great. It's just.
Yes, I know it's not what you want to feel in terms of the path. I will say, I know you kind of probably don't feel like you're hitting them as you want. This one, like, doesn't look like it's got the same miss the other one had. Like, I feel like the other one had a bigger miss in there for you.
Yeah. There's a couple that were struck. I mean, struck poorly, and it was okay. Like, I'm upset with it, but I think you'd take it at this rate. Strike's definitely better, lower.
Such a good illustration right there as to the 100 series being more tip soft, but because you square the face more easily with the 100 series, it actually delivers less loft. So that's where I think this whole shafts go high, shafts go low is completely irrelevant, to be honest. Because it only matters what you do with it in delivery. Can you get it, in your case, more close to the path in order to create a little bit more of a neutral ball flight? Or are you going to keep it a little bit more open and play it for right now? It just looks like you've just got that little built-in auto fade. The thing is with the 100 series, because the face closed down more easily, you were able to hit it basically both ways. Right. Which isn't great. Because when your path is, call it 6 left, you really only want to see cuts. Because the one where the face gets neutral to the path is a pull. It's not really a fade. Give me 2 more.
Stay, please stay.
We'll come back. Pretty cool. So kind of overlaying one another. Yeah. But that's where the value of the 200 series is at your speed, right, and your type of delivery. It's not a distance gain. It's not anything really to do with high launch, low spin.
Yeah, it's a dispersion killer, right?
Yeah. Just you're going to find the right blend.
All right.
All right, Michael, big boy shaft, 300 series.
I don't think I'm
only for the cheetahs.
I don't know if I'm old enough to use this. Too strong for me.
The sound of the strike is much better with this, but you did lay them right one over the other. The Holy Grail, Michael. The high toe.
Green's in the way.
I think as this whole thing plays out, Mikey, I just think it's the wider dispersion is the shaft clearly that's too light, too soft.
Yeah.
Green was okay. Actually, red is super tight. Faster.
Yeah, I guess strike gets a little bit more consistent in a way.
Yep. You're striking in a better spot.
Path is better, obviously.
Path is moving in the right direction. What do you feel with the red, this 300?
To be honest with you, the green one feels stiffer under the hands. But again, that's all obviously relevant to the player, but this feels similar to what I play. A little bit, maybe.
Yeah, which is typical of shafts that are stiffer in the tip like this is.
Yeah.
Normally, the offset of that is a softer butt section.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I like this under the grip a lot more than the green. I like the green, but obviously to see strike and, you know, dispersion as decent as it is with this one is definitely the favorite.
Okay, give me one more with this one. Best looking swing I think you've made. That little strike cluster is different. This one's better.
It's interesting, the dispersion on technically the more firmer one. I mean, it's meant to launch a little bit lower, but the more firmer profile definitely feels better.
Yeah, just look at it from, like, I would almost be happier with shaft companies if they said, you know, left bias, neutral bias, right bias, rather than high, mid, and low. I just think laterally we're more likely to see a difference than vertically. I mean, look at the launch angle here.
It's the same, yeah.
It's very much the same if we look at the delivered loft.
The other thing too is I don't think many people think of a shaft to be biased towards neutral, draw, or fade. And obviously I would say there's probably more of a draw and a fade bias shaft versus a neutral shaft. If it was a neutral shaft, I'd play one in a second.
But that's, I mean, the red is more repellent of the left side. There's no doubt about that. Yeah. The blue wants to encourage you towards the left side, and the green sits somewhere between the two.
Definitely.
Pretty good.
Cool.
Pretty good. Guys, I mean, the Acra GX line, we're testing drivers today, but I think one of the biggest sort of parts of the shaft or sort of within that line, the biggest things that we love about it is the DyMatch nature that we spoke about. The design that throughout the fairway wood and hybrid option and you know, over my left shoulder, we have them. You can, if you fit into that in the driver, you obviously can fit into a slightly softer version of that shaft in the fairway, and then obviously the relevant profile for the hybrid. You can have a truly matched set of shafts. We normally avoid telling people to do that, whether it's, you know, there's nothing wrong with, we use Ventus Blue because it's such a popular shaft. No, everyone will know we're not offending it. But if you're in Ventus Blue with the driver, I'm not telling you to go for fairway wood and hybrid and match it just because it is. They are not dynamically matched the way that the GX series is. So I think that's one of the things that a club fitter can benefit from the most. And it's probably for all our fitters, if you fit into the driver, it's the first thing you're trying when it gets to a fairway wood and a hybrid.
I think the nice thing with that too is, like, I know when people come for a fit, they want to try a lot of stuff, but we want you to give us your best 70 swings versus 125 swings. If we fit you into this and go right into the fairway wood right away, it's kind of a quicker way through the fitting. We're not trying to rush you out of the bay, but I can get better strikes with a customer when I can go to something right out of the gates. So yeah, if you're in for a fitting, you don't, I mean, request it. Request the GX, because I think you're missing out if you don't get to try it.
Definitely. I think it simplifies the fit. I really 100%. Do. You know, people ask us about the Mizuno Optimizer, and you know, I'll say yes, because it simplifies the fit. If you're in any doubt about what's on that wall or what shafts do, you know, if we have a tool or a design like GX with the DyMatch, with the constant flex technology, where you know the progression, no matter if you're in a 50 gram, 60 gram, or 70 gram, they are the equal flex to one another. That's another really unique thing. Normally, as you go from 50 to 60 to 70, there's a progression in stiffness, even within that same stiff designation of stiff shafts, right? M4 in an Acra. If you're in a 50, 60, or 70, it's exactly the same. I think, again, that simplifies things a lot for club fitters.
100%.
Good. Okay, so whether you're a club fitter watching this or you are a player, a client who's looking to obviously get fitted into the new woods, make sure you try the GX. Really, really can't recommend it highly enough. You can see for someone like Mikey how different they were in flight. Easier to turn over the 100, pretty neutral in the 2, could maybe have a bit of, you know, both sides going on, but not as much dispersion. And then when it came to the red, the stiffest one, shrunk that dispersion. Just that nice tight little fade, which I think suits you. You know, for where your path is right now, I think that suits you really, really nicely.
Definitely.
So,
cool.
Good stuff. Love to hear if you guys have already tried it. If there's any fitters that watch the channel and can put in their 2 cents, I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you think of the Acra GX line or the previous FX line? I think it makes a lot of sense for you guys, and I think it does for the clients as well. All right, guys, stay tuned for more. We'll see you again soon.